First thing we're going to need is a decent sized pot. I mean, the bigger the better, but if you've only got one this size, you can always prune it and cut it back to accommodate this pot size. But what I've done to start this project off is I've drilled some holes in it. You see the holes there, set at the top and another set at the bottom. And we've done that both sides. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make a framework with these canes to support this plant. So they're going to go in like this, and I've drilled the holes so I can thread tie wraps through, pull them tight to support these canes so they don't move back and forth once they've got a little bit of weight to them. But first we need to cut them to equal lengths. So now we've got our canes to an equal length, we're just going to pop them in so they're going outwards like that. And inside this tub it's got kind of ridges, as you can see from the outside, so the canes are sinking into this ridge with the holes either side. These pots, by the way, I got from Poundland. Not bad sized pots, not too bad looking, but they're cheap. The canes you can get from Wilkinson's, and depending on what length you get, I think they start at about £1 and probably go up to about 180 or something like that, but for a pack of 10, so it's still good value. So we're going to take these tie wraps and we're going to thread them through and pull it tight. Ideally I could have got white ones, but that's all they had. So we've got one at the top and one at the bottom. Pull it tight. And now that cane is not going anywhere, so we'll just do the same to the other side. These golden raspberry plants can grow to 4 to 5 foot, so this is about a 4-foot structure, so I think that'll be good enough. And I'm using tie wraps because I know that as this plant gets watered, if I use string, eventually it's going to rot and snap, whereas the tie wraps won't. Now once we've done that bit, we're going to go crossways as well to create a framework all the way up to support this plant all the way through the season. And I'm going to space these about 6 inches apart. So that's 2 levels done. So now we'll just carry on with even spacing till we get to the top. So there we go. Nice framework for this plant to grow up. It's nice and sturdy. So now what we need to do is get some compost in here and get this raspberry planted. I have made sure that there's really good sized holes drilled in the bottom of this pot as well, and I'm going to pop a brick in bottom just to weight it. That's going to make it more stable in case we get any gusts of winds later on. So I'm going to fill it up about 1/3 of the way, and then I'm going to add some fertiliser to it. And this is Grow More multi-purpose, and it's £1.50 a box from Poundland if you want to get any of that. So I put some of that in, then I'm going to add a bit more compost, and now I filled it just over halfway. I'm going to add some fish blood and bone. This is also £1.50 a box at Poundland, and it's very good fertiliser as well. So we're just going to sprinkle a bit this over top. And that feed's going to keep this plant going for months. So now we'll just top it up. And as you're topping it up, give it a press down, because you want to get as much compost compacted in this as you can, because that plant's in here for life. So I'm just firming it down and leaving the compost about an inch from the top, so that when it rains it doesn't spill over, it soaks in. And obviously this is going to be going on the container garden. I'll be making 2 of these as well, because we've got the golden raspberry and we've got the red raspberry. So we can have 2 of these, same colour planters, same design, but 2 different types of berry. So now all we need to do is pop us planting. So what we'll do is we'll use the original pot to make an hole for this plant. Then we know we've got the exact same depth. And we're going to plant it central to this frame, not the pot. And then we can just take this plant and just drop it in and save the pot. And just to remind us of what we've actually put in this pot, we'll use the label that came with it and we'll fix it to this frame. So there we go, that's your plant done. It might not look much at the moment, but as it gets warmer it's going to grow really quick, and we're going to get a nice container frame that we made for virtually nothing really, and a plant that only cost us £2. It's going to give us fresh golden raspberries through summer. So I'm going to go and pop this on patio now. And if you want to see any more videos in future, especially about the container garden that I'm doing, then just hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next video.